The World Bank is providing a lot of monetary support, or some monetary support, as we stand, about $500,000 already to the Nigerian authorities to get power to the people. Where are we getting help and assistance on the technical side, on the financing or funding side, from the outside, from the inside, to support what the administration is currently doing, off-grid power solutions?
Thank you. The Power Sector Recovery Program, which is being supported by the World Bank, also has some monies allocated to off-grid electrification, about $350 million to support the off-grid electrification aspect of the Power Sector Recovery Program. The decisions should be made very shortly here with the World Bank next month, probably in the spring meetings, as to the implementation arrangements for the disbursing of these monies to help scale these mini-grids. It is what I was referring to previously as the 100,000 locations that have been audited by the Rural Electrification Agency. It's in collaboration with the World Bank. So the idea is to get enough data about these locations and have a database where private investors can log into it and have access to this data and do even more research by themselves and propose solutions, technical and commercial solutions to these locations, and the World Bank will support, same as federal government of Nigeria, to ensure scalability of these mini-grids. Quickly, I wanted to talk about the waste to energy Mr. Jibril spoke about. I think the crux of the matter with that one is eventually the tariff. The tariff we're paying today is already, people are already having some pushbacks on it. And using waste to energy would even increase the tariff. That's the reason why we tend to use hydro and gas and more accessible sources that we have locally.
Jibril, what do you consider as the right tariff, and when do you think this administration should do it?
Well, the time they should have done it was yesterday. It's not today, and tomorrow is too late. And here's the reason why. If you look at the whole energy value chain, I think what the point a lot of people always means is the fact that the tariff of the final consumer pay for everything across the value chain, from the distribution companies, the transmission companies, to the generation companies, and to the gas supplier. The tariff, and once that tariff is wrong, the discos don't generate enough revenue, don't pay NBET enough. NBET doesn't pay the GENCOs enough, and the GENCOs are not able to meet their cost of gas. So, if you look at what the current tariff system is, based on what the system we are operating on, the multi-year tariff order, that was the latest one was in 2015, I think, and the assumptions of that tariff that were put in that MITO to arrive at the current tariff, you see that those assumptions are basically off target, from exchange rate to the generation level that we are expected to be right now, and even to the interest rate and other factors as well. All that are off. If we have to adjust all that and come to a cost-reflective tariff, we'll probably be looking at 100% of the current tariff. I understand why a government, a year to election or even in the prior year, would not want to jack off tariff that high. But it is understandable that what eventually happens is that governments have to step in at different times to satisfy industry stakeholders like the GENCOs and basically subsidize the consumption of the masses. And why I think this is very disheartening to the industry is in the sense that while government is focusing on subsidizing consumption of electricity, all these funds could otherwise, if the tariff are appropriate, all these funds could actually be used in developing the systems. For instance, the transmission network that still remains with the in terms of mapping out gas pipeline network to deliver gas to power plants that are not receiving enough gas. So all that should be the focus.
Jibril, may I respectfully cut in there? We need to take Mukhtar's views in Abuja before we wrap up. We have just about 2 minutes left here. I'm sure you've listened now to Jibril's, Mukhtar, you've listened to Jibril's views on. So when do you think the Buhari administration would be comfortable enough to raise electricity tariff. By how much? And do you think off-grid solutions will be part of that thinking when that is eventually done?
Thank you. So, like I said previously, we are currently on a path to cost reflectivity of the tariff. I'll give you a brief history of the tariff since the inception of the administration. In February 2016, the first thing the administration did in the power sector when it came in was to tackle this tariff issue head-on. You know, the tariffs were deemed non-cost reflective, which obviously creates shortfalls across the value chain. So we tackled the tariff issue head-on, and in February 2016, a tariff that was cost reflective was implemented by the regulator. But as Mr. Jibril said, he's correct. The assumptions that were made at those days did not hold true not too long after the implementation of the tariff due to macroeconomic issues that were beyond our control, as we know. So now the tariff obviously became defective once more. Now, the government cannot just double the tariff as he requested, because obviously Nigerians are going through all kinds of hardships right now. So we can't just double the tariff and expect people to pay. It will in fact reduce collection. The money collected will reduce because people will not pay. So there are things that have to be done before tariff is increased. Metering, improvement of the networks, allowing discos to take more power, transmission expansion, bringing in more generation. And when all that is done and a good customer enumeration is executed, indeed the tariff might even go down when we know how many customers we have and how many consumers and paying customers rather that we have. So again, the power sector recovery program deems to take the sector to cost reflectivity over the next few years. And by then, we will ensure that there's a cost-reflective tariff. In the interim, the government has committed to various financial interventions.
Mukhtaar, I have to respectfully cut in here. Thank you very much. You've added sweetener to it. There is no hike in the electricity tariff for now. Mukhtaar Tijani, thank you very much from Abuja Studios, a member of the advisory power team, and essay to the President on Power, and here in Lagos, Jubair Karim from Energy Research. Thank you very much, everyone. Do have a great weekend, gentlemen, and to all our viewers here and around the world. I'll see you again on Monday. Bye for now.